Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. Today is Sunday, June 9th in the year 2024. If you have found this video, you're on the free pick side for some MLB plays for Sunday. We have a great slate of games we're going to be breaking down. I have 8 total plays today. We're going to be breaking down for Sunday's slate. 3 best bets, one of which is a game pick, 2 player props, and we have 5 different plays I think are worth a look at. Very excited for today's video. But before you guys watch, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Also, drop in the comments your favorite plays for Sunday's slate of games. Maybe we'll have some same picks. All right, guys, let's get in some ball. All right, guys, let's get into the graphic and leaderboard. This is going to be a new graphic. It's just going to recap the plays that I had for the day previous. So this is Saturday's slate of games. I've always talked about my plays in the past. I do it every single show, but sometimes people just need a graphic to see what they're looking at and what I'm talking about. I remember in school, if like a teacher would just go on and talk, I would just disregard it. But if they put it on the board, I would remember it. I'd pay attention. So this is just what I'm going to do from now on. I'm still going to be looking at the leaderboard on this slide as well. But these are the plays from Saturday. Boston Red Sox, probably going to be a loser. Brian Bayo, I'm almost positive I said he's going to go really good. And every single start in his career has been go 5 innings, have a bad situation where you give up a lot of walks and a lot of singles, then give up the long ball. That's exactly what happened. It just happened with Gavin Sheets. He gave up a grand slam. So they're down 5-1 right now. So that one's not looking good. Tyler O'Neill was a scratch. And then Luis Castillo, if I would have known the Royals were going to score 8 runs and walk them off the day before, I would have never picked the Mariners player prop. So that's on me. We do have a couple graphic plays for tonight. The Angels on the money line at plus 136, and then Zach Neto over 1.5 bases in the same game. But hopefully we can win those and kind of push out the day. But let's take a look at the leaderboard. This is what it looks like right now. The only loss right now is Luis Castillo on the player prop side. So that is an 0-1 day updated record there for you guys. But let's take a look at the game picks for Sunday. That's what we're here for. We're trying to look at some winners for tomorrow. We're going to start, in my opinion, which is the best play of the day, and that's going to be the New York Mets going up against the Philadelphia Phillies. It's going to be Jose Quintana on the mound for the Mets going up against Tajon Walker for the Philadelphia Phillies, and both of these guys, they should not have jobs. I'm taking the over run scored of 10.5 in this game between the two teams. We're going to start with Jose Quintana, who has been absolutely horrible this season, coming in with a 5.17 ERA. He's only collected 1 win this season for the Mets. He's been in 12 games so far. He's got 1 win for the team, coming in with a 5.17 ERA, a 1.39 whip, and he has been giving up run after run after run throughout the last 6 games. In total, he's given up 23 runs over the last 6 games, giving up 3+ runs in 5 of his last 6. And everybody knows the Philadelphia Phillies. They haven't been playing very good teams, but they have been beating those teams. They should be able to put up a lot of runs in this game. They have been one of the better hitting lineups in baseball. And Jose Quintana all season long has shown he cannot be relied on to give a good outing. On the other side, it's going to be Tajon Walker. It's more the same. And actually, he's been worse than Jose Quintana, coming in with a 5.73 ERA. We have only seen him in 7 games this season, and somehow he's got 3 wins in the 7 games, giving up 25 runs in those games. This is kind of a big reason why I like the over, because the Philadelphia Phillies, when they have Walker on the mound, they just put up runs. They need to score runs, because if they don't, they're not going to win, because Walker gives up so many. In the last 7 games, he's given up at least 3 runs in 5 of those 7. But whenever he's on the mound, again, the Philadelphia Phillies, they just find a way to win. They find a way to put up some runs and back them up a little bit. The Phillies as a team, they've scored 4+ runs in 6 of his 7 starts, and they've scored over 8 runs in 4 of his 7 starts. So I do think the Philadelphia Phillies will once again back up Tajon Walker. They're going to put up a ton of runs on him. So I just love the over here of 10.5. Even though the Mets are not the best hitting team in the world, I like the Phillies here to put up a lot of runs than the Mets to give us maybe 3 or 4 runs. So give me the over 10.5 as the play there. I also like a couple player props that you see on the screen here. I'm going to play both of these picks on the graphic side. The first one you see is Francisco Lindor over 1.5 bases going up against Walker. The second one, Alec Boehm over 1.5 bases going up against Quintana. We're going to start with Francisco Lindor because Walker has been absolutely brutal against left-handed hitting this season. Lindor, he's a switch hitter. I don't think there's any way that he won't be on the left side in this game, because Tajon Walker is giving up a batting average of 364 to lefties this season compared to 236 against righties. And Lindor, he also likes to hit against right-handed pitching for his power. Most of his power numbers are on that side of the plate, collecting 9 doubles, 7 home runs, having 43 hits on the season. Love the play there for him. The other play is going to be Alec Boehm, and he is one of very few right-handed hitters we have for the Philadelphia Phillies. I don't necessarily think the lefties are going to struggle, but Jose Quintana is better against left-handed hitting. Alec Boehm, though, he's coming into this game hitting 266 off of left-handed pitching, while Jose Quintana is giving up a batting average of 277 against right-handed hitting. Alec Bohm has been in a little bit of a slump, and I think this is a perfect spot for him to get out of it. I like a big bounce back game from him in this one, and we should see a lot of runs scored as well. So I do love the plays here for both over 1.5 bases. Let's go over to game number 2. We're going to be looking at the Los Angeles Dodgers going up against the New York Yankees. The starting pitching in this game, the exact opposite. Tyler Glasnow going up against Luis Gil. I love the under in this one between the two teams, under 7.5. We're going to start with Tyler Glasnow because he has been one of the best arms in baseball, even though he's coming in with a 2.93 ERA. The guy on the other side, Gil, has actually been better than Tyler stat-wise, but Tyler has big name recognition, and he also plays for the Dodgers, so that helps a lot of people know who he is. Looking at the numbers for Tyler this season, he's gone 7 of his last 10 games, giving up 2 runs or less, and most of the damage that he's given up has come off of home runs. He doesn't make a ton of mistakes on the mound. He's only given up 8 home runs on the season, but in the games he gave up 4+ runs, he would usually give up at least 1 home run in those games. It's going to be extremely important in this one for him to try to keep the ball in the ballpark because the New York Yankees, they're the best home run hitting team in baseball. I don't think he's going to have a lot of problems in this game. He's been very good all season long trying to limit home runs, and Tyler's also an excellent strikeout pitcher, 104 strikeouts already this season, 80 innings pitched only. He should be able to go pretty deep in this game. He's gone 6+ innings in 7 of his last 10 games as well. We just have to get past the big power hitters like Soto, Judge, and Stanton, and he should go 6+ innings fairly easily in this game. And on the other side, it's going to be Luis Gil, and he's been phenomenal over the last 7 games. He actually won Player of the Month in the month of May, I believe, for starting pitching. He has been able to go 6+ innings in 7 consecutive starts, giving up just 15 hits over the last 7 games and a total of 3 runs scored over the last 7 games. Those are some amazing numbers from him. He's coming in with a 1.82 ERA and a 0.92 whip. I would tell you he's coming off a great game against the Twins, but that's just been his normal lately. He goes 6 innings, he gives up maybe 2 hits, and he doesn't allow any runs. That's just what he's been doing over the last 7 games. This should be a great pitching matchup to watch. If you like the first 5 under, I'd go with that as well. But just for me, I'm going to take the under in the game of 7.5. I think both of these guys can give us a lot of innings. So just give me the under 7.5 as the game pick there. The 2 player props on your screen, Mookie Betts, Aaron Judge. I will not have a play for either of these guys. I do have a couple stats if you want to look at them for some batting props. The first one for Aaron Judge, it's going to be an under basis. If you want to take that, it would probably be plus money with the way Aaron Judge has been hitting lately. But Tyler Glasnow against righties is one of the best pitchers in baseball, giving up a batting average of 161, giving up just 2 home runs on the season to that side. I think pitching is going to win in this game. So I think Aaron Judge is a full fade for me. On the other side, it's going to be Mookie Betts. I think I'd take a shot at him over 1.5 bases. Again, Luis Gil, he's been incredible this season, but Mookie Betts, he's one of the best hitters in baseball. He's a lot of contact. He does have some power as well. The only struggle that Luis Gil has had this season has been against right-handed hitting, and I can see Mookie Betts getting a random double in this game at some point. Again, both these plays, I'm not confident enough or have enough stats to back them up. Just a couple plays that you can look at if you want to maybe take them. Just my 2 cents on it, but there will be no official play on those 2 player props, guys. Let's go to game number 3. It's going to be the last game we're going to be breaking down. It's going to be the Atlanta Braves going up against the Washington Nationals. I wasn't going to type this play out. I wasn't going to make a graphic. I wasn't going to do anything at all because the Washington Nationals are my favorite team. I try to stay unbiased, but it's hard. I absolutely had to take this game, though, today because the Washington Nationals are going to have the 12th best prospect in the farm system back on the mound, and I just hope to God he has a good game. He struggled his first game against the Mets in his Major League debut on June 4th, but I can't take any more poor pitching. I thought Mitchell Parker was doing a pretty good job. I don't know what the future holds for him. Hopefully he stays in rotation, but it looks like they're going to give DJ Hers a chance against this Atlanta Braves team. Looking at the stats for him, he's got some pretty disgusting stuff. He's all strikeouts. He doesn't go very deep in games, which could be a problem for the Nationals if you know anything about their bullpen. But I've got to take the Braves here. I've just got to do it. -1/2. There's no way you can pass up on this opportunity. It's a young guy. It's his second start in the MLB, and typically if your name's not Paul Skeens, you do poorly coming up from the minors. The number for DJ this season in the minor leagues, he had a 3-2 record, a 3.75 ERA in 9 games. Again, he doesn't go very deep in any of these games. He only pitched 36 total innings, but he does have 42 strikeouts, having a 1.42 whip. I know this probably isn't correct thinking because AAA players are still part of the professional baseball system. They're professional baseball players, but that jump from AAA to major leagues, it just feels like such a giant step. If you had some poor games playing up against the competition a step below, he's definitely going to have some growing pains coming up to the next step. We saw those growing pains in the first game against the New York Mets. Only 4 innings pitched. He gave up 7 hits and 4 runs. I personally hope he shuts down the Atlanta Braves, but the Nationals are going to lose and one of our better prospects is going to struggle. I might as well try to make some money off it. I think this is a really good bet. I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves here, even though they screwed me the other day on the first 5. I'm going to take them here, -0.5 on the first 5. Also, the Braves are losing right now to the Nationals, I think 4 or 5 to 1. So the Braves, I think they're down 2 to 1 in the series, so they need this one to tie the series up. So I like it even more. I think the Braves will take care of business here against the second career start from DJ Herz. All right, let's go to the 2 player props on the screen. I'm going to be taking one of these player props. I wish it was Lane Thomas, but I can't do it because I've got to attack DJ because he's going to be struggling in this game, I think. It's going to be Ozzie Albies going up, over 1.5 bases going up against the Nationals. The one thing that I do know about DJ from looking at the numbers in AAA and from reading a couple of headlines is that he's got some pretty good stuff and he can strike out a lot of people. Ozzie Albies right now, I believe, is the best player on the Atlanta Braves that's not striking out. His strikeout rate's fairly low. He's only struck out 37 times so far in 53 games. But that's not the only reason I'm going with Albies in this game. I'm also taking him because DJ, he's got 4 pitches. He's got a fastball, cutter, changeup, and he refuses, and absolutely refuses, to throw a slider. From the stats I've looked at, the fastball, changeup, and cutter are his 3 main pitches that he throws every single game. Just so happens, Ozzie this season, those are his 3 best pitches to hit. 278 batting average against the fastball, 464 against the changeup, and then 231 against the cutter. The numbers in this game are good for him. So I'm going to take over 1.5 bases for Albies going up against my favorite team. All right, let's go to the best player props of the day. Let's get into these cards. We're not looking at Kyrie Irving. We're not looking at Jason Tatum. If you wanted to check out those numbers, you can go to the NBA video. But for today, it's going to be Brian De La Cruz on the MLB side, over 1.5 bases going up against the Cleveland Guardians. This is going to be a full-on fade as Brian De La Cruz is getting a matchup going up against Carlos Carrasco. And we're just going to fade Carlos Carrasco. There's not a whole lot of talent on this Miami Marlins team, but Brian De La Cruz has been one of the best players this season. He's coming in with a 252 batting average, and against the Guardians in game number 1 on Friday night, he did collect 3 hits, including a home run, and that makes 2 home runs in the last 3 games. So it seems like his power is back from what we saw earlier in the season. He has 11 home runs on the year. He just hasn't hit a lot over the last several games. The numbers for Carlos Carrasco have been very bad this season. He's coming in with a 5.66 ERA, a 1.50 whip, and he gives up a ton of hits every single game. Over just the last 4 games, he's given up 24 hits, 11 total runs, and 3 home runs. And I'm looking for Brian De La Cruz to get a hold of one in this game against him. I mentioned the 11 home runs this season. 10 of those have come against right-handed pitching. He seems like he's locked into the plate over the last 3 games. He had a 3-hit game on Friday night. I love the matchup for him here, over 1.5 bases as the play. For the pitching prop, it is going to be Jared Jones of the Pittsburgh Pirates to go under 2.5 runs allowed going up against the Minnesota Twins. I took Jared Jones last week, I believe, going up against the Dodgers. He went 6 innings. He only gave up 3 hits, didn't allow any runs. He got himself out of a few jams. He pitched pretty well. He had a stretch of 4 games there where he gave up 3+ earned runs in 4 of his last 5 games. And that was his big bounce back spot against the Dodgers. The control was better. The confidence was better. And to do it against the Dodgers just makes it even more confident for me to take him in this game against the Twins. The Twins, they were red hot about 20 days ago fighting their way through May. But they have slowed down a little bit with winning games and with putting up runs. They have only scored over 2 runs in 2 of the last 6 games that they've played in. The Pirates on Friday night got shut out by them, and they were getting shut out by them through 5 or 6 innings a day on Saturday. I don't know if Jones is going to be able to shut him out in this game, but I do think he's going to have a really good day on the mound. This is a team coming in with a 229 batting average. That's the 5th worst in baseball right now. They are also close to bottom 10 in baseball in runs scored per game, only scoring 4.30 per game this year. And again, that number's taken a huge dip over the last 3 games. They're only scoring 3.33 runs per game over the last 3. Jones has the ability to shut down teams. He's done it 3 times over the last 10 games against the Mets, Rockies, and Dodgers, giving up no runs in those games. I like him here again, under 2.5 runs allowed going up against the Minnesota Twins. All right, guys, let's go to the graphic for today. Here it is. We got a lot of plays, but the best plays for today are going to be the Mets and the Phillies. Over 10.5 runs scored in that game. Jose Quintana, Tajon Walker, they should not have jobs. Love the over there. Player props, best picks today. Brian De La Cruz, over 1.5 bases going up against the Guardians. Jared Jones, under 2.5 runs allowed going up against the Minnesota Twins. Then we have 5 graphic plays today. Dodgers and Yankees, under 7.5 runs. Braves, first 5. Sucks that I got to do it, but I've got to do it against DJ Herz in the first 5 innings. Francisco Lindor, Alec Boehm, and Ozzie Albies, all over 1.5 bases. A lot of runs being scored in those games, I think. So I love all those plays there. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Sunday, June 9th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.